everyone, welcome to S2G Class online teaching platform. Please subscribe S2G Class in YouTube channel and also press the bell icon to get all the upcoming videos. In this video, we will study about characters and strings. A sequence of character is said to be a string. Here, a character is every individual alphabet. If we place every individual alphabet in some sequence, that is in some order, that is said to be a string. And a string is treated as a single data item. And every string will be terminated by a null character. So the definition for string is a sequence of characters that is treated as a single data item and terminated by a null character. So here we will represent a null character within the single quote \0. And we know that in C language we are having a different data types. Here a string is not a data type in C language. A string is actually a one-dimensional array of characters. We have studied in arrays, that is we are having different dimensions in arrays, one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. So here a string is a one-dimensional array. Now we will see one example for string. Here hello world is a string. Every string will be represented with a double quotes. Here the string is hello world. Now we will count the number of individual characters in a string, that is H, E, L, L, O, white space, W, O, R, L, T. So here we are having 11 characters including the white space, right? And every string will be included by a null character which is automatically added by the compiler at the end of the string. Therefore, this string contains 12 characters. So here we are having, including the white space, we are having 11 characters. So at the end of the string there will be a null character. So here this string contains 12 characters. That null character will be added by a compiler at the end of the string automatically. Characters. Now we will see how to declare and initialize a string variable. So this is one of the valid character array initialization. So here a char is a data type, name is the string name, 13 is the size of the array which is represented with a big bracket, is equals to study tonight. So this is study tonight is the string value we have given. So now we will see the number of characters in this string. So we can count S, T, U, D, Y, T, O, N, I, G, H, T. So here we are having 12 characters in this string. Next we will see another valid initialization. Char is the data type, name is the string name, 10 is the size of the array, and here we have declared every character with a single quote. So when we are declaring a string, we will represent it with the double quotes, but when we are initializing a character, every individual character, we have to represent every individual character with a single quote. So here the characters are L, E, S, S, O, N, S, and along with that here we have explicitly represented the null character. So when we are going to initialize characters, that is in the character initialization, we have to explicitly represent the null character. Whereas in the string initialization, there is no need of representing a null character explicitly. Now we will see some of the illegal array or the character initialization. So here char is a data type, ch is the name of the array or the string, and 3 is the value of the array, that is equal to a string value HELL. So this is illegal because here you can count the values or the string values are HELL along with that null character. So here we are having 5 characters in this string, but the size of the character is 3. So the string value can be less than the character size, or it can be equal to the character size, but it should not be more than the size of the character. Okay, the size of the array. The string value should not be more than the size of the array. It can be less than the size of the array, or it can be more than the size of the array. So that is why this is illegal. Here the next example is the char data type str. This is the name of the string, and 4, this is the value we have given, that is the size of the array. But here we have not initialized any value for this string. And next, in this example, we have taken the string, that is the name, str is the name of the array, and here we have initialized a value for the string, but here we have not taken any data type. We have to declare a variable with any of the data type. If we take a string or a character, we have to declare it with the char. If we take any integer variable, we have to declare it with the int. So without the data type, if we declare, that is treated as invalid or illegal. So this is about declaring and initializing a string variables. Next we will see string input and output functions. So okay, in input function scanf, this scanf is used to read the data. We know that printf is used to write and display the data, and scanf is used to read the data, right? Okay, so here in string, the format specifier in scanf is %s. So this %s is used as a format specifier to read a string input. But the problem with the scanf function is it terminates the input on the first white space it encounters. Means, so here you can see the example hello world. So in this example, if we give this example as the input, so this scanf will read only hello. So once it finds an space, it will just encounters the remaining part. So for that purpose, C supports a format specification which is known as edit set conversion code. So that will be used to read a line containing a variety of characters including white space. So now we will see one string input output example. Include stdio.h header file, string input output, standard input output, the header file. Next we will take a string.h. So when we are going to use a string functions in our program, we have to take an header file string.h. Next void return type. So inside the main function we are going to initialize the variables. So here char is the data type. str1, str2 and str3 are the 3 different string variables. The size of all these variables are 20. Now we will print the first string, that is in the first printf we are going to write the string 1, right? Okay, so here in the next scanf we are going to read the string 1. Next in the next printf we are going to display the string 1. For example, if I entered a string 1 Bangalore, it will just in the scanf it will read, and in the next printf it will display the Bangalore. Okay, we will next enter the string 2. So here I have included edit set conversion code. So just now we discussed about that. So here why I have included this is, if for example if I give the second string as computer space science, that should read a complete sentence. So for that purpose, including the space, that has to be read. For that purpose we have taken edit set conversion code, so that when we use this edit set conversion code, so it will scan the whole string including the white space. So the complete computer space science will be displayed in next printf statement. Next we will print the third string. So here for writing and reading I have taken the unformatted functions, and here the third string will be read and it will be displayed. Next we will see some of the string handling functions. So these string handling functions will be there in the header file string.h, in the library string.h. Okay, so now we will see the different string handling function. First one is strcat. strcat function is used to concatenate two strings. So in other words, we can tell to combine the two strings we use strcat function. Next is strlen. So this strlen function is used to find the length of the given string. Next, strrev. This function is used to reverse the given string. Next is strcpy. This function is used to copy the string to another string. So this strcpy will copy one string into another string. Next is strcmp. This function is used to compare two strings. So this strcmp will compare the given two strings. So we will see one by one. First one is strcat function. So here we have taken strcat function and two strings. So strcat function is used to combine two strings. So we have to take two strings. The string 1 is hello, string 2 is world. So next is strcat function will add the string 2 to string 1. So here world will be added to, or world will be combined with the hello. The output will be hello world. Next is strlen function. So as I told, this strlen function is used to find the length of the given string. So now we will see, here I have taken a variable j which has been declared in a data type int, integer. So now I have taken a statement j is equals to strlen study tonight. So here the study tonight is the string, and here we have used strlen. So this strlen is used to find the given string, that is study tonight. So this function will find out the length of the string and it will pass the length of the string to a variable j. So this value will be assigned to a variable j, and in the next statement that will be printed, or that will be displayed on the screen. Next is str reverse. So I told str reverse is used to reverse the given string. So now we will see one small example for that. So I have taken a variable s1 that is defined in a data type character, that is char. So the size of this variable is 50. Next, printf, we are going to print the string getters of s1. So now that will be read. Next, printf, your string is %s, strrev of s1. So here I have used a function strrev, so that for inside the bracket I have given the variable that the string is placed in this variable s1, that will be printed in the reverse order. Now we will see the output. So the given string is studytonight. So the reversed string is thginotyduts. Next is strcmp function. So this strcmp function will return the ASCII difference between the first unmatching characters of two strings. So strcmp is used to compare the two strings, and it will return the ASCII difference between the first unmatching characters of this two strings. So we will take one example. So here I have taken a variable j which is declared in a data type int. J is equals to strcmp. So inside the bracket we have given two strings. Since we are comparing two strings, we have taken the two strings. String 1 is study and string 2 is tonight. So here one with the first character of string 1 and with the first character of string 2, it is going to compare. If the first characters in both the strings are same, it will go for the next second character of string 1 and string 2. So like this is going to happen. So in this example I have taken study as the string 1 and tonight as the string 2. Now we will see So here the first string is, the first letter of the string is S, and the second letter of the string, first letter of the string 2 is T. So these are not matching. So we are going to print as the strcmp function, this is going to return ASCII difference between first unmatching characters. So the output is -1. Now we'll see a program to find a length of a given string without using any built-in functions. So in the first step, include stdio.h and header file, standard input output header file. So here I have not taken string.h because we are going to write a program without using any string functions. So here I have taken int main. Int is the return type because this program is going to give us an integer value. So that is why here we have taken int, that is the return type. Next, main function. So inside the main function I have declared a variable s1. So s1 is of char data type, and here the string value is, I have taken Bangalore. So here the string value in this program is Bangalore. So here I have taken a variable I which is of int data type, and the value of I, initially the value of I is 0. Next I have taken a while loop. So inside the while loop the expression is s1 of I not equal to null. So inside the while loop there is I++, that is increment of I. Next, printf statement. Here this printf is going to display the length of the string. Okay, now we will see a step-by-step procedure of this program. So here I have taken a string value Bangalore, and here the value of individual character is, that is B is 0, A is 1, N 2, G 3, A 4, L 5, O 6, R 7, E 8. Okay. Now we will see, initially the value of I is 0. S1 of 0 is not equal to null. So what is the value of S1 of 0? B. So B is not equal to null. Yes, it's true. So it will come inside the loop. So this 0 will be incremented to 1. Next, S1 of 1 is not equal to 0. So null character. What is S1 of 1? S1 of 1 is A. So A is not equal to null. Yes, it's true. It will come inside the loop. So I will be incremented to 2. Next, it will go to the while loop. S1 of 2. S1 of 2 is N. So N is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop and it will be incremented. So now the value of I is 3. S1 of 3 is not equal to null. So what is the value of S1 of 3? G. G is not equal to null. True. It will come inside the loop. So 3 will be incremented to 4. Next, S1 of 4 is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop. So S1 of 4 is A is not equal to null. So now 4 is incremented to 5. So S1 of 5 is L. L is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop, and 5 is incremented to 6. S1 of 6 is O. O is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop and it is incremented to 7. S1 of 7 R. R is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop and it will be incremented to 8. S1 of 8. S1 of 8 is E. E is not equal to null. So it will come inside the loop and it will be incremented to 9. S1 of 9 is not equal to null. We have to test that. So what is S1 of 9? The null character. So I told you in the beginning, that is every string will be terminated by a null character. So here S1 of 9 is null. So here S1 of 9 is null. Null is equal to null. So it will not go inside the loop. It will just print the length of the string is 9. What is the present value of I is 9. So the length of the string it will print, that is 9. So this is how a step-by-step procedure of finding the length of a string without using any built-in function is going to work. Thank you.